My wife said, "I'm teaching our son to call my male best friend Daddy. You're never home anyway." I replied, "Whatever's best for him." Then I installed cameras and caught them in our bed. When I showed it to her family's Thanksgiving dinner, I'm a critical care nurse. During the pandemic, I was working 80-hour weeks while my wife Claire worked part-time. Our son Eli was 4. Between our schedules, we relied heavily on my mother for childcare. Enter Keith, Claire's gay best friend from college who moved to town in March 2020. Within weeks, he was helping with Eli when our shifts didn't align, bringing dinner over, being there when I couldn't. I was grateful. Coming home to find dinner made and my son entertained felt like a blessing. 3 months in, I came home early after a patient died. I heard Eli's laughter from the kitchen. "Who made this yummy spaghetti?" Claire was saying. "Daddy did," Eli replied. I hadn't made spaghetti in weeks. "That's right," Claire continued. "Daddy Keith makes the best spaghetti, doesn't he?" I stood frozen as my 4-year-old enthusiastically agreed. Upstairs, I asked Claire directly, "Why is our son calling Keith Daddy?" She sighed. "Keith is here more than you are." Eli was getting confused. "I'm his father. You're never home anyway. I'm teaching our son to call my best friend Daddy because you're never home. I'm giving Eli stability. Why are you threatened by someone helping us?" "Fine," I said. "Whatever's best for him." I called my mother. Her hesitation told me everything. Claire had explained Keith's overnight presence as too much wine to drive home, or guest room being used for storage. The next day, I sat with Eli and asked about Daddy Keith. "Daddy Keith sleeps in Mommy's bed when you're at work," he said casually. "They have sleepovers and lock the door." I consulted a lawyer. In Pennsylvania, I could legally place cameras in my own home given concerns about my son's welfare. I installed them 2 days later. Living room, kitchen, bedroom. The following week, I had night shifts. On the second night, my phone alerted me to motion in the bedroom. There they were, Claire and Keith in my bed. The same Keith who was supposedly gay. I didn't confront Claire. I gathered evidence. Multiple videos over 3 weeks. Kitchen, living room, shower. They discussed how I was too overworked to satisfy her needs. Keith joked about being the real man of the house. They planned their future once Claire finally got rid of Dave. Then I found the financial trail. $18,000 transferred from our joint account over 6 months. A secret credit card with hotel charges on days I'd been working. Text messages showing she'd been helping Keith pay for his BMW. 2 days before Thanksgiving, I filed for emergency temporary custody. The judge granted it. Thanksgiving was at Claire's parents' house. Her entire family would be there. People who had no idea what was happening. I enlisted Claire's youngest brother, Ryan. When I showed him evidence, he asked, "What do you need me to do?" Ryan would connect the family TV to Wi-Fi. I would arrive late. Claire would go ahead with Eli. Keith had been invited as her friend helping during the pandemic. On Thanksgiving, I parked in the neighbor's driveway, close enough for Wi-Fi but hidden from view. At 5 p.m., when everyone was gathered for drinks, Ryan texted, "Now." I connected to the smart TV and began streaming. Not explicit bedroom scenes, but Claire and Keith kissing in the kitchen, discussing their relationship. Keith instructing Eli to call him Daddy. Claire laughing about how clueless I was while transferring money. Ryan described it. Claire's mother dropping her wine glass. Her father knocking over his chair. Keith trying to leave, blocked by Claire's brothers. Claire frantically trying to turn off the TV. I waited 5 minutes, then walked in wearing my scrubs. "Sorry I'm late. I see you've all been catching up." Claire stood frozen, drained of color. Keith was cornered as Claire's brothers loomed over him. "Dave," Claire's father spoke, voice shaking. "What is this?" "This is why I'm filing for divorce and full custody of Eli." I walked to where Eli was playing with his cousins, unaware. I knelt and hugged him. "I need to take Eli home," Claire found her voice. "You can't just take him. That's my son." Her own mother turned on her. "Be quiet, Claire. You've done enough." I showed the temporary custody order. "I have temporary custody. We'll discuss visitation through lawyers." As I carried Eli out, her father followed. He put his hand on my shoulder. "We're on your side. Whatever you need." The legal process took 8 months. Claire tried everything, claiming the videos were illegal. They weren't. Saying I was unstable, suggesting Keith was just a friend. The judge wasn't impressed. The financial evidence was damning. I was awarded primary custody. Claire got supervised visitation pending parenting classes. Our house was sold. My portion secured for Eli's future. Claire was ordered to repay the money with interest.